Hey, what up? Hope you guys are all doing well on the Pocket Channel today. I decided to kind of make a video on explaining why I quit. And god damn it, I'm not quitting YouTube. God damn it, no, I'm not quitting YouTube. I quit judo a couple of years ago. I think I've mentioned this quite often. Ooh, in the past. God damn it, I'm just still functioning this camera. Ooh, look at it. It's so awesome. My new camera, by the way. As I think I said in videos previously, I had mentioned that I used to be a judo sport person. For those who don't know, judo is, I think, god damn it, Japanese. I think it's Japanese. I think, God knows, I don't know. Actually, I think it's Japanese, right, or Korean, one of the two. No, I think it's Japanese actually, if I'm not mistaken. I used to be a judo. I used to love judo a lot. Matter of fact, my judo master was actually a friend of my brother and a friend of me in actually real life. Pretty cool. I saw him like a week ago. But I quit a couple of years ago, and it unfortunately had to do with a couple of reasons, and I want to explain this video. We're going to edit this video as less as possible. I need myself to get used to this camera. I really like this camera. I hope the quality is good. As I made a video yesterday about my house, about the update. It's almost done. I'll be living in it soon. So when you're seeing this video, I'm actually at Dylan's house right now. Alright, so I'm trying to just relax in the weekend, making all these pre-recorded videos for you guys, but I hope you guys still enjoy these videos. So I quit a couple of years ago. I think this is, my god, I think this is 6-7 years ago. How I got introduced to judo is I've always been someone who wanted to do a sport, but I was like, God knows what I want to do as a sport. I always had football in my mind, but I also wanted a sport that could teach me how to defend myself. Judo is not an attacking sport, it is a defense sport. It's actually number one rule we had in like the house is judo you aren't allowed to use outside. I don't know if that is an actual overall rule, but like the moves you weren't allowed to use outside the sport thing. God knows why. Is that an actual thing or was that just the only thing we had? I got no clue. I don't really care, but I think I got introduced in judo. God, man, I don't know. It was a very long time ago. This little sport thing. We moved quite often from the one to the other one place. We had to hire out because God, you know, these things are expensive to hire, and we got kicked out every time for either making too much noise, and whatever it is. The first judo thing we had was very unsafe because it had like glass mirrors, which, you know, if you bang your goddamn head, it will, you know, you can hurt yourself, can break the glass, and it can shed it into pieces, and you don't want that, obviously, right? Then we moved to another one. I mean, oh my god, that one was small. And I think eventually we moved to the third one, which, oh my god, I don't know if I can remember it, but it was pretty big, I think. It was way too big. I didn't like it, actually. The second one I liked more. It was also closer to me. But I quit, man. I was actually very good. If I could say so myself, I'm not trying to be brag, but I was pretty good, actually. I had a, god, I think I had a green belt. I was going to go for my blue belt. I was the best out of the whole group. So we had like two groups. The first group was like for like beginners and teachers, like the ones that weren't as good, weren't as brave enough. And my teacher said, God damn it, you're too good. You can, if you want to decide, you can stay in this group or you can go group up. And I was like, God damn, I'm going up in the group. See you later, bitches. Just, God damn, it's a joke, right? Sorry. But I went from that group to the other one, and I immediately found it more interesting because he taught me more moves. He actually also taught me certain moves that weren't actually legal to perform in-game, because some moves you get taught at a certain rank of belt or certain age only. Certain moves you are only allowed to use at a certain age. Certain moves you weren't allowed to use in-game. Certain moves you were at depending on your, because I mean, it depends on the age really, and on how dangerous it is. But he taught me a couple of moves, and I used them not in games. God damn, I think there was one move that I used sometimes in games. It was around the neck like this. I swear to God, right? He taught me certain moves that by the neck you just choke. That wasn't illegal, but it was kind of dangerous. The ones that I performed. He showed me a couple of tricks that I could do around the neck. So with like the leg around the neck. Oh my God, that is cool. He always used to test. He used to always test me as the dummy, which I was up for it. I didn't care. The rest was a bit scared. And he goes like, God damn, alright, fine, I'll do it, I guess. I was pretty small. My God, I think I don't know how much but I was really small, tiny. But I was fast and I was defensive, very good. I was better at defending and attacking and anticipating. But the biggest reason why I had to quit is because I was eventually doing these games, these club tournament things, and I won. God damn it, I was first prize. Yes, for the God, I was first prize. I can't show you the prize because I'm not trying to expose my goddamn location, right? Where I live. This is exactly where I live as well. More close, 10, 15 minutes, 20, 40 minutes. But eventually I had the choice of, okay, doing like tournaments. I was like, okay, that's cool, I'm up for it. And I think my first tournament was in Capella in the ISO, which was, God, it was a fucking nightmare. I don't kid you guys. My God, waking up every time for a game at like 6 in the morning. You had to be there at goddamn 7:30 in the morning. That was one thing which made me decide to quit. And then the other thing was I wasn't enjoying it because I was playing against people who were more experienced than I, which was pretty unfair. They were more than me, even though it was the same goddamn class. Yeah, my ass it was the same class. I didn't believe nothing. Kid you guys not, I had a goddamn yellow belt. I was playing against people with brown belts. Like, how does that make any goddamn sense? I had no to little experience. They had way more experience. Some of these players were champions. Goddamn this and that. And I wasn't. I was champion of my own club, but that was it. I had no actual like gaming experience, right? So I was like, oh my god, what? How am I playing against a freaking brown belt? This makes no goddamn sense. I'm a yellow belter. This ain't fair. And I lost. My god, I lost a couple of games. And I wasn't enjoying it because I was also getting very nervous. I used to sometimes puke before the game. I swear to god, man. That's been a big problem with me, always nerves. Not that I don't want to. I was always, goddamn, I was very nervous and very anxious and very excited. Matter of fact, this happened a while ago, a couple of months ago, back when I went to football, which is soccer for you guys in America. It's goddamn football for us, but we were playing. I was playing my first match. I played my first official match in like years. First time in like 3 years that I was on football, and the first game I used, I was so goddamn excited. You know, everything going through my body, very happy. I grabbed the gun, so the opponent kicks the ball away in the back of the field to like another field to back on. And I grab the ball, I jump over the fence, and I'm like, oh god, I'm not feeling so well. It's goddamn puke over the whole field, and I had to just wait 5 minutes because I wasn't feeling well. It was the nerves, but it was very cool. And I had unfortunately had that quite often, or actually every time, I kid you guys not, man, I had it every time with like matches. I would get so nervous that I would almost throw up during a match, and I had to sometimes stop the match because I would fall down on the ground. Goddamn, I kid you guys not, man, I would sometimes fall down on the ground, and I had to stop the game because my body couldn't handle it anymore because of the goddamn excitement. I got burnt out within the first minute. My body like sort of fell apart. I couldn't do a lot during the games, and I kid you guys not, man, I got goddamn injured so often. I was going through puberty around that time as well, and it goddamn sucks when your balls grow. I had this one time for like 2 weeks. I kid you guys not, man, my balls were growing, and it goddamn hurts. If you're a guy, you know what it feels like. I don't have to explain it, but it hurt quite a lot. It was bad, man. My god, it was bad. I wasn't enjoying it at all. And that was my main reasons. My legs started to hurt. I got more cramp. I kid you guys not. My neck started to hurt. That was the one thing you think about judo moves. Is the ones that you had to throw over the shoulder. You could land very bad. But my god, you got taught to land, you know. Because you can decide. Because you actually eventually decide how you land on your back. I mean, if you break your goddamn neck, then that's your own fault, unfortunately, man, because you didn't land, you didn't stick the landing. We got taught, obviously, how to do a roll. Goddamn, those are like the basic things you need to learn. Before you can do moves, you have to learn like basic rolls, goddamn back rolls, so that you don't hurt yourself while getting thrown. Because those are things you gotta do as well, you know, before you get taught any moves, you gotta know these kind of goddamn moves. But it was fun until I got like injured every single goddamn time at a game. I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I was getting a little bit forced by the trainer as well to go do these. You know, I mean, not forced, but he wanted me to, God, how do you say it? Like, go up higher the rank. But I wasn't experienced enough, and I wasn't enjoying it. And that's the moment when I thought, you know what? God damn it, I'm gonna quit after like 2.5 years. I had fun when it lasted, but I was also getting goddamn bored of the sport itself. I loved it a lot. But I was just getting bored at the sport as well, and I wanted to try out something new, something my goddamn heart desired, which is football. Football is definitely different than judo. I would say judo is way more intense. I swear to God, judo is way more intense than football. Even now, I love football. It's not as intense and as physical as judo, because judo is a very physical sport, but like it's way more physical than football. I gotta be honest. You know, I love football. To be honest with you guys, I do sometimes miss judo. I swear to God, I do miss it, man. Sometimes sometimes I think about like, my god, I would maybe try one day to go back, but I know I'm not strong enough for my age right now. I know I cannot goddamn compete against the people that are at judo. And even if I did, I had to redo all the goddamn moves again. And you know, I couldn't be asked for that, man. I can't injure myself because, you know, I make ASMR videos. If I break my leg, I'm goddamn screwed. I can't do nothing. I can't make no goddamn roleplay. I can't make no hand sounds, you know. I can't risk myself or getting injured for that. But I do sometimes miss it. But I definitely reminisce the good old times with judo. My god, those were awesome times, man. Friday nights, we used to start at 5 o'clock. Oh my god, no, at 6 o'clock. And then I would normally be there at like 5:20 because I just wanted to see everyone, say, hey, oh my god, you know, this and that. And I gained a lot of experience. I kid you guys not, I gained a lot of experience because the people that I judoed with train with, I kid you guys not, some of them had blue belt, brown belt. One of them was called Arena, I think. Oh my god, I don't recognize him. One of the guys that I used to train with, I saw him last week at a coffee shop. God damn it! No, I was just walking around that, but we just have a coffee shop. God damn it, it's everywhere in goddamn Rotterdam, man. A coffee shop is goddamn everywhere in Rotterdam. It ain't nothing weird. Everywhere is in Rotterdam a coffee shop. It's a very normal thing. Yeah. Kid you guys not. God damn it, what was his name? I don't know, but I saw him pretty cool. And God damn, the other guy, he was a blue belt. He was very good. He was probably the best with the Reen out of the whole group. And then I think I was maybe number 4. Goddamn, we had a guy which was called Donatello, I think. Goddamn, what a pussy that guy was. I'm sorry, he used to cry. He used to cry when he faced me. I swear to God, man, that kid used to always cry when he faced me because I was pretty rough with him. I like to throw him extra hard on the ground. I kid you guys not, man. I used to really love throwing some certain people like hard on the ground, like choking them. I was a goddamn psychopath. Don't let me ever do physical sport. I'm just kidding. I really used to like it. I used to, God, it's not bullying if it's a sport, you accept it. But I was supportive. You know, I always used to say, look, chin up, my guy. Maybe next time you got me, but for now I got you in the bag. So you know, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and that's the reason why I quit. Basically, multiple things led to injuries and not having fun anymore. And I always say, do what your heart desires, man. Peace out. Thank you so much for watching. Are we done? Oh.